One of the features of a country with bad economic status is high inflation rates. Inflation affects the standard of living of most people in a country in a negative way. But what is inflation? Inflation is increase in the prices of goods and services over a period of time. During inflation, there is increase in the amount of money that is required to purchase goods and services. One of the worst consequences of inflation is that it weakens the purchasing power of the incomes of the people in a country. As the prices of goods and services increase during inflation, the quality and quantity of the goods and services people can afford to buy with their incomes decrease. The inevitable consequence is that the standard of living of most people depreciates. Any government that cannot ensure the economic stability of the country it governs, especially by putting inflation under check, is not only incompetent, but is also irresponsible. In this video, I will discuss how inflation can make people poor. I will analyze how inflation impoverishes people even as their incomes increase. But before you continue watching this video, you should click the subscription link below if you like watching educative and inspirational videos. You should also turn on the notification bell so that you will be informed whenever a new video is published in this YouTube channel. I said earlier that one of the worst consequences of inflation is that it weakens the purchasing power of the incomes of the people in a country. I also said that as the prices of goods and services increase during inflation, the quality and quantity of the goods and services people can afford to buy with their incomes decrease. Let me illustrate this with a practical example using the Nigerian experience. Consequently, I will use Naira, Nigeria's local currency, for the illustration. It is a well-known fact that the inflation rate in Nigeria between 2015 and 2022 is more than 300%. If your monthly income in Nigeria in 2015 was 200,000 naira, but the inflation rate in the country between 2015 and 2022 was 300%. It means that the equivalence of your monthly income in 2022 is 600,000 naira. Even if your monthly income increased by 200,000 naira and became 400,000 naira in 2022, its purchasing power reduced by 200,000 naira because of inflation, despite the fact that you counted more money in 2022 than you did in 2015. The implication of this is that in 2022, you will not afford all the things you could afford in 2015. The consequence is that your standard of living, as well as the standard of living of most people in Nigeria, would depreciate. But why would your standard of living depreciate? There are two responses to this question, and it is very important that you understand them. This will enable you to understand some experiences you have in your finances if you live in a country like Nigeria with very high inflation rates. The first response to this question has already been given. The purchasing power of your income is weakened. Since the inflation rate in the country is 300%, the goods and services that were bought with 200,000 naira in 2015 would be bought with 600,000 naira in 2022. But the purchasing power of your income reduced by 200,000 naira. For instance, your house rent, the school fees of your children, and the financial cost of running your family increased by 300%, which is higher than the rate at which your income increased. The second response to this question is that your standard of living depreciates because While the purchasing power of your income reduces due to inflation, your financial responsibilities and consequently your expenses increase. One of the fundamental truisms of life is that expenses are on the increase for the greater part of adult life. It is possible that you had no spouse in 2015, but in 2022 you have a wife and 3 children. Consequently, in 2022, you have more mouths to feed and also more bills to pay, even as the purchasing power of your income decreased. This is the reason many workers who live in an economy that has high inflation rates have critical challenges in their finances, even as their incomes increase. But do you know that there are some workers in Nigeria whose incomes increased with less than 200% between 2015 and 2022? Worse still, some workers' incomes did not increase since 2015. Can you imagine the experiences of such people in their finances? It is very instructive to note that employees are usually the worst victims of the disastrous effects of inflation because they live on fixed incomes, all things being equal. For most of them, their incomes are usually determined by their employers. Perhaps this observation satisfactorily accounts for the reason most of them do not get ahead with time, even as they work very hard. One of the lessons from this observation is that you should be more interested in increasing the purchasing power of your income than just increasing your income. The reason is that except the increase in the purchasing power of your income is higher than the inflation rates, the value of your income, as well as your standard of living, will be decreasing with time, even as you earn more money. Let me take this analysis to the international scene. In 2015, the exchange rate of $1 to Naira was 170, but the exchange rate of $1 to Naira as at 2022 was 700. If your monthly income in 2015 was 170,000 Naira, it means that you were on a monthly income of 1,000 US dollar. But if your monthly income increased to 500,000 Naira in 2022, it means that your monthly income is less than 1,000 US dollar, which is 700,000 Naira. Consequently, the value of your income in the international markets also decreased, and you will have challenges funding expenses in the foreign markets. Needless to say that as an import-based economy, the exchange rate of Naira to US dollar plays a very vital role in determining the prices of goods and services in Nigeria. I said earlier that you should be more interested in increasing the purchasing power of your income than just increasing your income. In addition to this, you should also be more interested in increasing the value of your income in the international markets than just increasing your income. If you are unable to achieve these noble financial goals, you will be getting impoverished as the prices of goods and services increase, the purchasing power of your income decreases, and the value of your currency in the international markets depreciates. But despite the above analysis, do you know that inflation has an innate capacity to make you rich? Do you know that you can make money in inflation and become rich? But how do you achieve this? If you want to learn how you can take advantage of inflation to make money and become rich, you should watch another video in this YouTube channel that is titled How to Get Rich in Inflation. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, you should click the link below to subscribe to this channel, Success Inspiration TV, if you like watching educative and inspirational videos. You should also turn on the notification bell so that you will be informed whenever a new video is published in this YouTube channel. I hope to meet you again in another video in this channel. Thanks for watching.